So welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's mail call. I have a package. Well, this one actually arrived probably about 3 months ago, and I've just been sitting on it. Direct from Japan. You can probably guess. Looks like to be a disc-based game. So without further ado, let's crack her open. I know what it is, but I'm hoping that it's in decent condition since I've waited so long. Okay, so let's take a look at it together. Appears to be nicely wrapped, I guess. I don't know what this tape is. There's gotta be a better way to do this here. All right, I'll take a look at it together. Is that the front? That's the front. You'll see it before I do. Nice. Irem game. This is Mr. Heli. Or Mr. Heli no Daibouken, or Battle Chopper in North America. I have to get a new case cover on it, but it looks pretty clean. The side cover is nice and clean, at least. So released in '87 by, well, you can see in the front there, but even closer on the back, Irem. Well-known shooter developer, as you are probably aware of. What other games did they make? Image Fight, Moon Patrol, Kung Fu Master, R-Type. There's Load Runner, Legend of Hero Tonma, In the Hunt, which is an excellent shooter, which I still need to pick up, Metal Storm, and Holy Diver. Just to name a few of the more well-known ones anyway. So it's a side-scrolling shooter. So even though the screen does move vertically, I classify it more as a side-scroller. So let's take a look at it. If I can crack her open here. So there it is there. Got a little sponge, which I'm not always a big fan of, but whatever. There's a sponge gone. Let's take the game out. If I can. Nice, clean cue card. Clean on the back. When I'm looking for them, I'm obviously more concerned about the front, but the back can get some scratches from sliding it in and out. So if I can get one with a nice clean back, I'll go for it. But what I really like is obviously the picture on the front to be clean, as well as the black on the cue card to be pretty immaculate. So this one is looking pretty good. I'll just put that aside for 1 second. And then let's take a look at the book together. It's got a little crease in the front, but it is what it is. I don't remember what I paid for it. I think it may have been pretty cheap, or I wanted it at an auction. I don't know. Not much to show you in the book, obviously. Majority of these books tend to be black and white. But artwork is very nice. It's got that fun, cartoony, Japanese style. The little propeller noise coming out of the back there. Boruru. So, happy to add this one. Let's talk about the gameplay. Okay, so gameplay-wise, obviously you can tell that you're a little chubby, goofy-looking helicopter, and that's obviously the main character, entitled Mr. Heli. So gameplay consists of shooting enemies, you're collecting power-ups. You're defeating bosses, by which there's 2 per level. There's a mid-boss, and then the second half of that same level is obviously the main boss. You can see from the picture there as well, your helicopter has little legs. So you can fly freely, but you can also walk across any sort of ground elements that they have in the game. And all the action, like I mentioned earlier, you're a side scroller, so it's obviously from a side perspective. And even when the game is moving vertically up and down, it's still that side profile. Your character does turn, and when he turns, you do get a action shot of his rear side. But that's only lasts for a second or so. This game is super hard for some reason. In most of these style of games, I like to do, if there's any sort of item to collect up, like say coins or whatever it is that you can use to help upgrade weapons, which is the case for this particular game, I like to get them all if I can. You're just constantly being bombarded by enemies. So I found the best way to play the game is to be constantly on the move and just collect what you can as you're going. Know which items to go for to collect, as opposed to trying to get them all like I normally would. So the weapons for this game are pretty interesting. You have 3 different types of weapons, each of which can be upgraded twice. So for your PCE controller, or PC Engine controller, it comes with 2 buttons, obviously. So button 2 is going to fire your main weapon, which is sort of like a bolt of energy that comes out of the front. I don't want to call it like a missile or anything like that, or bullet. It's like an energy bullet that comes out of the front. So that can be upgraded twice. Once to a double shot, and then to a 5-way cannon that shoots out 5 bolts from the front. Then you're left with button 1 for your controller, which fires a missile straight up in the air. Again, that can be upgraded twice to fire. The second upgrade fires from 1 to 3 missiles, and then the final upgrade is 5 homing missiles. Which are pretty effective. Sometimes it's even stronger than what your main weapon is. So for certain sections, you might want to just strictly focus on firing the missiles out of the top of your helicopter as opposed to your front weapons. And then when you're walking, if you push the button 1, you drop multiple bombs, which detonate after, let's take a second or 2, the bombs go off. Or if they hit a target right away. So you can sort of like walk, drop them behind you as you're walking, and then a couple seconds later, boom, they all go off, and then you can drop off another section of bombs. So level design for this game is pretty cool. There's 6 levels, which is nice. It's not long, but it's not too short of a game. As I mentioned earlier, each level is divided into 2 parts. Excuse me. The first half scrolls. So at the end of the first half, there's also your mini boss, which you fight. So you'll beat that first boss mini boss, which then allows you to enter the second part, which is sort of like the enemy base part of it. So the second part starts off in complete darkness. So if you fire your front weapon, it sort of lights up certain spots of the screen. And then the key to that part is to destroy a small little gate, which then allows you to proceed through the rest of that level until you hit the final boss there. So and to find the gate's pretty easy. It shows up, like, you can't really travel far. Like, it's in that same screen that you start off on. So you'll see it. You just literally get there in 1 second, destroy it, and then you can progress through the rest of that level. The main bosses are pretty good. Each of them is like, they're all different. There's some games that can sometimes have the exact same looking boss, same sort of style and fight pattern at the end. Shooter wise, I'm talking about. But this one, each of the bosses are very distinct. And I'm not going to spoil it, but the final boss is, and almost the final level is, an homage to one of Irem's greatest games ever made. So that's sort of a little teaser there. Levels are short, which aren't too bad. Each section that you play in is time-based, so the clock can be like from 3 minutes to 4 minutes. I think the last level, you start off maybe with 9 minutes to get through it. So again, that sort of forces you to change your style of gameplay when you're playing these games. Because of the countdown clock, you have to sort of get through things a little more quickly, as opposed to standing in one spot and doing what you need to do there. Okay, graphics-wise, I don't think the game is meant to be taken that seriously. They're not, hardcore gaming graphics, but at the same time, it's not as the cute 'em up genre. It's somewhere in between, where it sort of hits the right button for both sections. So I think what they were going for, your character might be cute, but the game will eat you alive if you don't play it properly. And I think the graphics sort of go along with that same sort of thinking. I don't think the game gets the attention that it deserves. I don't hear anyone really talking about it, even though it is an Irem game. And I think a lot of the Irem games are really well done. They're shooters made by people who are into creating shooters and playing them, so they know what they're doing. This one's definitely challenging. It eats me alive every time I play it. I'm still garbage at it. I'd rather play a bullet hell shooter than play this game. I don't want to call it a simple game, but something about it. But even though as hard as it is, it still draws you back into it and makes you want to try that level again, get better at it. Because they're so short, you don't feel like you're just constantly putting a lot of time into it and then just dying for nothing. You can progress through each level section bit by bit, like you do for most shooters, but this one doesn't leave you with a bad taste in your mouth. It makes you want to come back and play it some more. So, in the end, yes, you should have this for your PC Engine collection. This is Mr. Heli. Let's take a look at some gameplay and see how bad I can do. All right, guys, let's give this a try and see how well we can do, or how poorly we can do. And 3, 2, 1, go. Cute little start off sequence there, so you can see you've got your energy bar, how much money, you got 2 helicopters, and time limit of 3:29 for this level. And There's your missiles on the top. Oh. And then you saw when you land, you fire out little bombs there. So shooting these top blocks drop crystals, which you lose to later purchase items. And you see how the enemies just constantly swarm, right? I'm just trying to give you an example of there's a store item there that you can buy. Which we don't have enough money of, so maybe we'll do a little bit of more farming. Now we can get it. So we just upgraded our cannon there. Some of these bosses, man, or these bosses, you really do want to get crystals because you notice you can't go back, right? So you just really got to kind of keep on moving and, like I said, not farm too much. Get what you can. Oh, too late to get that. So what did I just get? Oh, missile upgrade, okay. So you can already see how handy these heat-seeking missiles are, right? So that was a big grab for us there. So let's just sort of keep moving down below. So here you'll see the how I mentioned the vertically scrolling parts of the screen, right? I don't have the option to decide how fast it goes or where it goes. It just sort of does it. And if you get caught between the levels, you're screwed, right? And I'm already like gonna die in 2 seconds anyway, so. Some health would have been nice. You can't destroy these blocks, so you gotta sort of find the hole. Oh, you can. Gotta find that hole in between. Dodging all these stupid bullets. And there's your, this is your mini boss. And I got no health, so I'm gonna die. But that would have been your mini boss. And then after that level, you would have started in the darkness and then gone on to fight the main boss. So anyway, this is our last man. Let's just see what happens here. I don't have a strong enough weapon, I think, to beat this guy. Get out of here, you buggers. Is what it is. So anyway, guys, that's Mr. Heli. It's a fun game. Like I said, it'll kick your butt if you don't play it properly. So I hope you enjoyed this little unboxing and introduction to Mr. Heli. Leave me a comment, tell me what you thought about it, and we'll catch you again with another video real soon.